Alright, I know I said I was doing a different topic today last time. I don't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. Today we're talking about vabbing. I covered this in a weekly sip a few weeks back, but in case you didn't watch it, let me give you the details. Or rather, let's let stylists give us the details. Why vabbing has become a controversial TikTok trend for people who want to attract a partner. Vabbing, also known as vaginal dabbing, is the practice of using vaginal fluids as a perfume to attract people, and it is worryingly gaining popularity on TikTok. Now this might be a new trend on TikTok, but it's actually a lot older than that. A lot of articles being published right now promoting the positive effects of vabbing mention that this practice has been known about since the 1950s, but they all cite each other without actually, going back to a source. So I went digging for that source, and here's what I found. Pheromones, a new term for a class of biologically active substances, published by doctors Carlson and Lutcher, January 3rd, 1959. This was the first discovery of what we now know as a pheromone, a substance that behaves like a hormone, but instead of being secreted within the bloodstream, is actually secreted outside the animal in order to induce the desired behavior on another organism. As an example, the paper describes the sexual habits of butterflies, where the female butterfly secretes a substance that, when it comes into contact with the male butterfly's antennae, causes them to be ready to mate. We had no way of describing this chemical in 1959, so they coined the term pheromone. The science on whether or not humans have pheromones is currently not settled. This paper, Pheromones and Their Effect on Women's Mood and Sexuality, claims that humans do indeed have pheromones, specifically androstatinone, while the textbook, Neurobiology of Chemical Communication, claims that androstatinone is not actually a pheromone. Long story short, we don't know. But that's not going to stop these chicks from rubbing their pussy juice all over.
Welcome to Vabbing 101. Disclaimer, I did not come up with vabbing, but I've been doing it for a week and it's been working out for me. You don't need a whole lot of your own scents and juices for a successful vab. Just a simple damp vab on your wrist and behind your neck will work perfectly fine.
This is one of the videos that went viral, and man, just check out that list.
So number 1, make sure you shower and or bathe before you vab. Number 2, wash your hands before you vab, and of course after you vab.
If your Jamba juice is so amazing, why would you need to wash up and make sure it doesn't touch anybody else?
The areas you vab normally are behind your ear and on your wrist. Those are normally surfaces that don't touch other things. So please make sure to not rub your ears or your wrists on other items and or people.
Jesus Christ, I am never hugging or shaking hands with anyone ever again. This is too much for me. This chick's account is insane, by the way. It's all either vabbing content or health at any size content. Listen, lady, from one fat person to another, we aren't healthy. Let's check out another vabber on TikTok.
So here's how I vab. So myself, in my previous videos, said that I've been doing this for 20 years. And I have been doing this for 20 years. But I haven't been doing it for 20 years and then going out and hanging out in public and asking people to sniff my pussy juice.
I don't want to be around anymore.
I employ vabbing or encourage vabbing and recommend it as part of like a mating ritual with a current lover that already loves your juices.
Wait a minute, I thought the vabbing thing was to attract a new partner, but this lady's using it with her current one. Aren't you supposed to be applying the magic juice to attract them in the first place?
The hottest thing is to have a lover who wants to devour you.
Oh my god, she's into vor.
Listen, I taste delicious. We should bottle this up and sell it because I taste delicious and I have zero shame about how I show up in this world. Thank you very much.
Maybe a little shame is good. Yeah, there's times where shame gets out of hand, goes a little bit too far, but there's a golden mean,
And when a lover has gone down on you and then comes back up to kiss you, that's hot because everybody likes their own brand.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. All you incels out there, listen, nobody actually tastes good. If you shower and clean up nice, be respectful for your partner, the best you're gonna get is tasting neutral. Just alright. Nobody actually wants to gobble that shit up. Nobody wants to bottle it. That's something that I wish Gwyneth Paltrow would have learned before she put her vag juice into a candle and tried to sell it.
Pheromones are like a secreted chemical hormone, and every person's pheromones smell different to different people. And in the wild, animals secrete their pheromones to attract mates.
Jesus Christ, can we keep this shit in the wild, please, lady?
You get up there, give them a swipe. You don't have to be fresh out of the shower clean, but relatively clean. Dab, vab, behind the ears, on the wrists. maybe a little on the neck.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
And I swear, if you vab, you will attract people. Like a date, a one-night stand, or you'll just get free drinks all night.
Notice how all these women are all talking about dates and one-night stands and drinks. They're all deep in the hookup culture, where desperate dudes are heading down to the club looking to do this shit anyway. And damn, they all look like they should be aging out of that culture at this point.
I don't know what they're putting in pheromone perfume, but it can't replicate your own smell and your own personalized chemicals. Proceed with caution because it works. By the way, I learned this from the Secret Keepers podcast a couple of years ago. Shout out Emma and Carly.
You know we gotta check that shit out. Let's give it a listen. I hunted it down.
My friend had met this sexpert, and she said if a woman puts her hands in between her legs, like into her vagina juice, and rubs it behind her ears, you send off your pheromones, and it makes the opposite sex attracted to you.
Fascinating.
It's fascinating because it's like a boost of your pheromones, right? So we've been getting
and pheromones
nonstop.
Are a real thing.
Yeah,
they're
very real.
When you click with someone, their pheromones, because that's why you get close to someone and you love their smell.
So all these guys were coming up to me. It was wild. So I'm sitting there and my friend's like, what the fuck? She's like, what did you vab?
No way.
Because she listens to the podcast.
Okay. All right.
She goes, what did you vab or something as a joke? And I went, oh, I did. And
were
after
these guys
that,
going away, or were they just lingering?
they were like lingering.
Wow.
They were lingering.
Oh my god. Dude, they're lingering because they want to get laid, and you're a vapid, shallow person in a vapid, shallow subculture full of other vapid, shallow people. It's not because you spread your snatch snot all over yourself. Being, old man Devo, I could have sworn that I've heard of people doing this shit like a decade or two ago. I remember the whole pussy juice as perfume thing being a joke as far back as my teenage years. And though there's no solid documentation of this, it does seem to be the case. This isn't just some new weird Gen Z thing.
This is an interesting video about a topic that I'm shocked I have not made a video about this yet, because I've actually been using this technique or researching it and discussing it for the past decade, but I guess the first time I ever officially put it out there was in my new book.
Man, millennials really do ruin everything, eh? And there are a lot of other things that also seem to be kinda related. Not just the goop vagina candle, but stuff like the free bleeding movement, where women run around without tampons and, free bleed. Or those women who have made bread or beer out of their vaginal yeast. Or the witches who use period blood as reagents for casting magic spells. Why is everyone doing weird shit with their vaginas? What the fuck, dude? You don't see guys out there doing this. You don't see them trying to make actual cheese out of their dick cheese or whatever. In fact, the few times guys do actually do something fucking weird like this, it's generally at the behest of women around them. Like that one chick who claimed that daily semen smoothies kept her free of the coronavirus. Or the dude who wrote books on how to cook and mix drinks with cum after an experience at a party back in 2006, where, after a relevant conversation, he realized, and I'm quoting here, if you want your partner to swallow, you should be willing to eat your own semen. This guy even has videos making one of the drinks. The things some people will do to get laid. I think a lot of this ties back to the sacred womanhood sect of feminism. This is a type of feminism that posits biology ruling the day, that women by virtue of being female have access to a sacred energy. They are connected to the sacred feminine goddess, that their vaginas are sacred life-giving organs. You know what I'm talking about. Inside of each woman is an incredible force. The sacred feminine, the divine feminine, describes our connection to the mother goddess. This internal power gives us life and calls to her. Discover the many facets of our feminine energy and its deeply sacred essence. The sacred feminine is inherently tied to the gift of life, and the conception of a life-giving womb in harmony with Mother Earth and the rest of creation. It's basically just new age hippie bullshit, specifically adapted to feminism, meant to imbue sex differences with a spirituality that justifies privileging women due to some innate nature. It's also a very trans-exclusive form of feminism, because it focuses on biology. But just because it rejects self-ID doesn't make it any less retarded. And this is what people like Gwyneth Paltrow are tapping into when they try to sell you shit like jade eggs to insert in your vag, that apparently Chinese queens used to balance hormones, regulate menstrual cycles, increase sexual energy, and connect the second chakra to the yoni for optimal self-love and well-being. This is basically Gwyneth Paltrow's entire career now, monetizing hippy-dippy spiritual femininity. And you know what? It's all bullshit. Your body is still gross and disgusting if you don't wash it. Nobody wants your period blood any more than they want your sweat or your piss. Your vaginal yeast, your fucking vabbing, all of it. It's all pretty fucking foul, guys. I know, don't shame me. It's my natural body. Yeah, I don't care. This is fucking nasty. Something being natural doesn't automatically make it good. Do Do you want dudes to start gathering up all their pre-cum or dig underneath their foreskin and start pabbing before dates too, you fucking animals? But hey, you know what? Naomi's never gonna do any of this insane stuff. No woman is ever gonna be in my life if she does, so you don't gotta care what I think at the end of the day. But maybe you gals should, listen to the experts. The experts y'all are so keen to tout when it suits you. TikTok users are vabbing, wearing their vaginal juices as perfume to activate their natural attraction. A scientist says that makes no sense. Exclusive. Doctors warn dangerous vabbing TikTok trend that sees women use vaginal discharge as perfume could cause thrush or even infertility. Actually, you know what? Keep going. You ladies leaving the gene pool might do the human race a service. At the very least, astrology will go back out of fashion again. At this point, I think I'm just a boomer. I don't really use TikTok, and every time I look over there, it's like everything is on fire all the time. Every week there's a new brand of retardation that pours out of that site, and it's worse than Twitter is. I have vivid memories of being a babby dev, barely being able to stand all the dumb blondes in my class at school, and then breathing a sigh of relief as the final bell rang and I could go home and spend the rest of my day playing Ogre Battle on the N64 or whatever. And after graduation, I thought I'd left all those bitches behind. But here I am as a grown-ass man, and my job is to watch them continue to be retarded on the internet as adults. I don't know whether to be severely disappointed or grateful that this is where I am, getting paid to laugh at people on the internet who frankly should be put away.